Hi, welcome to Self-Care on Board. My name is Geraldine Hardy and I'm your host today. Today I'd like to speak to you about self-care. Yes, this whole podcast is about self-care. What does it mean? Create your own routine. No, not with bubble baths. Yes, you can have a bubble bath, but have it with Epsom salt. I mean, like really self-care. Get that discipline out there. Wake up in the morning, do your meditation. Have 5 reasons you're grateful for. 5 reasons why you like yourself, you love yourself. And when you get up out of bed, just take a moment, feel inside of your body, connect to your body. How do your legs feel? Your belly, your back, your stomach. And when you have thoughts, take a moment. And that's where I would really urge everyone to have a meditation practice. There's so many great guided meditations out there with Dr. Joe Dispenza, David Guillaume, Meilan, if you like sounds. And these meditation practices are just there for you to tune in to your day. What is it that I like to today to look at, reflect upon, do? And you come from a place of wholesomeness, not needing something. If you start your day with anxiety, with fear, I promise you the entire day will be with anxiety and fear and worries. So how you really start your day sets the intention, the tone of the rest of your day. It's very important. And then normally move your body. What I normally do is I have a glass of lemon. I used to have apple cider vinegar with some Celtic salt and water. That was really good for me to start the alkaline practice. Now I'm having some lime with some hot water, especially for you women out there, and you have to work with your cortisol levels and hormonal levels because you have a lot of stress going on throughout your life, your day. That actually helps you to really regulate your insulin resistance, but also your cortisol levels. If we start our day directly with coffee, from the acidic level in your body, it's not a good idea for your microbiome, for your entire hormones, especially for women. Keep it easy on that. And then what I actually take now, what I'm eating is I have a piece of frozen pineapple because it has bromelain, which helps me to just also get rid of my water retention in my stomach. But it's also because in my age, I'm 48, it's a bit different. So I like having, after my glass of lime, I have a piece of pineapple. Yes, and because I train a lot, I use a lot of pineapple and kiwis and apples to get the lactic acid out of my muscles. And I don't get so sore the next day. Now, after that, I normally walk my dog. But anyone, if you don't have a dog, it would be great to connect to nature. Go outside, take a walk, and after that, I start training. So I normally warm up with a yoga practice and to connect to my breath. Then I do Tai Chi Qigong for my energy levels and being able to open up the meridians, to then do strengthening training, Muay Thai training, or functional movement training. I actually start dancing before I do the yoga to just move my body and energy and just feel like, okay, how does this function, this body? And music is a great tool to get your vibration up high. So if you in the morning listen to something really sad, I would not recommend you doing that because you really want to set the tone and the intention for the rest of your day. So music is really important. And I use music that is uplifting, that motivates me. That also, like, I love a lot of classical music because it's really great for your frequency and your vibration. But I can also listen to Thunderstruck from AC/DC. Of course, when you train hard, yes. And dance. I was a ballet dancer for 19 years, and I attended a Russian academy when I was a child. And dance is something that, for me, this is my gift. Like improvisation, when I listen to a piece of music, I'm able to directly move on it. Try it. Try to listen to the music and see how you interpret that music, how your body moves when you listen to this music. And this is actually one part that I also teach in my coaching classes, one-to-one. I actually teach dance. Yes, I'm actually a certified ballet dancer at the Russian Academy, but also Royal Academy of Dancing. So, yeah, that is great. If you start your day with a certain time of being looking inside, but then also activating your body. And then throughout the day, what is really important, what you eat, after you train, and protein is really important. So really make sure you get your creatine, your supplements, if there's magnesium, zinc, vitamin C, if you need. So I rather prefer to eat everything naturally. So I eat a lot of papaya, dragon fruit, but I'm also in Thailand. It's much easier for me here. And it makes a big difference if you eat everything naturally instead of taking tablets and supplements. Vitamin D, sun, yes. People don't tell you actually the sun is really important and great healing factor. And yes, these sunscreens, they can be actually very toxic from the ingredients that are inside of it. If you don't expose your skin for a long, long time during the sun, I would really urge you early in the morning or at night, and even sun gazing, very good for the mitochondria. So, and then during your day, if you work in an office, try to move and stretch in between. If you work on board of a deck, move. Stretch yourself out, do some exercises in between, take a moment to connect to your breath and meditate. Evening, I normally do yin yoga to open up my fascia and my connective tissue and stretch. And again, a meditation before I sleep. Self-care is key. Now, especially for those of you guys that are undergoing serious moments of transformation, transition, who find themselves in uncertainty, who find themselves in a moment of despair. And I sometimes call it a harsh awakening. Even then, even more so is your self-care important. Hit that gym. Get the natural happy hormones going. Because if you are in a state of self-victimization, and believe me, I've been there many times, victimizing myself and not wanting to see that I have enabled situations, did not want to see that I have not taken responsibility many times where I should have walked out and I did not walk out. Get out of that self-victimization. The best way how to do this, move your body. Get into a higher vibration frequency. And the feelings of guilt and shame, let them go. Let those go. Let them go. And for those of you who are surrounded by war now, and unfortunately I have to address this, this is unbelievable that we have to, but if you hear the alerts, the sirens, and unfortunately I have to say some countries are used to it and some countries are not. And what's happening in the Middle East at the moment, many will have a collective trauma and you will be triggered and you don't understand why you get triggered and why the emotions will come out. And you just maybe hear the alert, you see the message on your phone, and you have to move directly downstairs to your parking lot. That is normal, and there will be deep down trauma that you have not dealt with, be triggered. And that really fear. It can be ancient fear that you don't know where it comes from. But it's absolutely justified, normal. I would really urge you to find a trauma specialist. Do not talk that through with a psychotherapist. Go and get quantum healer, clinical hypnotherapist. Go inside of it and neutralize it before you're going to end up in thousands of sessions repeating again and again in the story, getting antidepressants, getting tablets. No. Look at it. Look at the trauma if you have the courage. And why am I saying that? Because I can tell you, I've gone through severe PTSD various times in my life. And all of those therapies did not help, nor trying to escape it with addictions, with alcohol, with drugs, with anything, retail therapy, with moving countries. The grass is not greener. You take your baggage with you. And I can say so because I have that experience. And I have shared this in my book, which is going to be published soon. So really find someone who can you can speak about it. It's very important now. And what we are going through, the energetic shifts, Jupiter just went retrograde yesterday, which is a big shift. Mercury is retrograde at the moment. No, I'm not an astrologer, but become aware of the energy shifts that are happening around you. And it's time now to close cycles. I keep on saying, you want to get on that fire horse, in that saddle and ride along, or do you want to get dragged along? And that is the year of the fire horse. If you need any assistance, Despo Sherry and we are specialized. Yes, I am actually specialized in past life regression sessions and trauma and clinical hypnotherapy. I do not speak very often about it, and it's really funny that I'm outing myself. I have to get used to it. But Despo has also been doing this for years and years and years, and she's part of my team with the Alina method. And contact us, DM us anytime. I also want to address that video that we have done about for Women's Day. Yes, that was my experience that I had in the yachting industry. And I can say that I was lucky. I got away really harmless. There were other industries that I did not get away that easily. They were harsher. That's why I'm saying to you, and at that time, in certain times, I saw myself as a victim. And there will be some people who will not understand what I'm saying now, and that's fine. So please don't get triggered. Everything had to happen the way it did for me to be that person that I am now. I repeat that. Everything that I experienced in my life had to happen the way how it did for me to be that person that I am now. To unbecome all the conditions and conditioning, the layers of programming like an onion, peeling everything away and continuously doing it. It had to happen. I wouldn't be that person, that resilient person now, doing what I'm doing now, having the courage to step out of everything that I used to do, having the courage to stay here, not knowing where everything is going to happen and being in uncertainty. And if I can do it, you can do it. And yes, there was all severe kind of abuse behind it in my life. Now, I know this triggers some people where it's unjust, and I get that. It's unjust. It's absolutely unjust. And especially what has been done for thousands of years towards women. But we are stronger than that. We are absolutely stronger than that. Namaha, namaste. Welcome, my name is Geraldine Hardy, and I'd like to introduce you today to Alina, the sanctuary. Alina is a concept that can be implemented in any existing property, a resort or hotel, a clinic or well-being center. We're going to combine longevity technology that you can find in stem cell therapy, infusions, peptides, and longevity technology machines with the ancient practices, including traditional Chinese medicine, yoga, Ayurveda, energy and frequency medicine, naturopathy, and homeopathy. These tools will be combined and formed into an individual protocol, customized and personalized to the patient to create a deep, profound healing journey. I'd like to share with you my journey. About 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with a benign tumor in my left breast. My autoimmune disorder also came back. I knew I had to really embrace profound change and transformation. So I worked on my physical layer with the longevity technology, but on my emotional and mental layer, I had to change my belief systems. So I used traditional Chinese medicine, yoga and Ayurveda, movement practices, energy healing and quantum healing techniques, as well as past life regression sessions to be able to release my trauma, my emotional wounding that was the root cause of my diseases at the first place. And I thought to myself, if I can do this, everyone can do this. We see these days a lot of longevity technology coming up. It is almost a $7 trillion industry. What we are missing is really, how do you heal the emotional wounding, the trauma? And this is pretty much the root cause of any disease. With all of our partners at Alina the Sanctuary, we are creating protocols that will be individualized and customized to the patient's needs. Please join us on this journey that will be able to expand in growth immensely, and we are able to take the franchise to various different properties in the world. We have a light asset model, so we are offering the concept, not directly a property, nor do we lease a property or acquire an asset. This has been done deliberately. That keeps us being able to move fast in the market at the moment and be able to implement the concept easily and existing structures without having to renovate, to acquire an asset, or have any delays in building something.